How's everybody feel tonight? If everybody's feeling good tonight, let me hear you give a round of applause for the guys, I'm Justice. A lot of you guys know me. A lot of you guys know me by Juice. Scott chose me to be the best man tonight. I'm not exactly sure why. It's a great honor. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was expected of me. But when you know Scott expects the best out of everybody. He's a great friend. Scott has that way of making you feel the best, even if you're not feeling the best. I'm pretty sure anybody who's spent time with Scott has felt the same way. He's made you feel good, even if the cards were down. It could be a silly situation, but Scott is just so positive, the ultimate optimist. The glass is always half full with Scott, and I believe everyone here who knows Scott can agree with that. Scott has the feeling, I've seen him do it with his high school kids that he coaches, with his friends, with his rap partners, and their underground basement hip hop groups. That you're the best. Like, we're the next best thing since Meth and Red. We believe that. And Scott, he has that. And again, if you know Scott, you guys have all been in that situation. Any situation you've been in, you feel confident when you're with Scott. Even if it's being accosted by 6'10" Samoan guys outside of the water trough in Southeast Portland. Yes. Will Sandman will elaborate on that a little bit later when he gets the mic. It's a great story. So, during any speech like this, whoever is getting married or whoever's being roasted, whatever you want to call it, they have amazing attributes and strengths, and it's always positive, but they also have a lot of weakness. They have a lot of doubt. They've made a lot of mistakes. We all have flaws. We're all going to make more mistakes. That's why it's very important to have someone very strong next to you. And Kari obviously is that person. Even for a grown-ass man like Scotty. With someone with such a sunny disposition as Mr. Douglas here, it's nice to have a good balancing act that Kari brings. I'm fortunate enough to have someone, Katie, my girlfriend, future mother of our baby girl that's on the way in October. She's a great balancing act for me as well, to my spastic, sometimes incoherent, just way of approaching life sometimes. So I feel you on this. I really do. So, but for someone like Scott, whose life is so predicated on taking care of other people and making other people feel so special and keeping other people positive, it's so important to have someone else to balance that out for you, and to have someone that when Scotty is hanging out with us and he's telling us everything's going to be okay and telling us how great we are, when he has his issues and things he needs to deal with, he can sit down with Kari and he has someone to be with, and that's very important for someone with such strength as Scott. Kari Kari has her own chapter. Kari follow me on this. She is the stringer bell to Scott's Avon Barksdale. Yeah. Scott's gonna make sure that the soldiers are amped up and ready to go and pumped up. She's going to make sure that they're armed, fed, clean, and know exactly how much ammo they actually have before they go to battle. Kari the one that's going to tell Scott to make sure He's not giving a fuck when it's not his turn to give a fuck. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But I mean this with all seriousness. It's a great balancing act, and I think that's what anybody who's been in a relationship, people who are married together today or in relationships, have been in relationships, understand that it's all about that balancing act and that chemistry. Kari does it with conviction and style, a little bit of that sass, you know what I'm talking about? To take on as much as Scott does, you really need that at home to come home to. So right now I'd like everybody to put their glasses up. And I just want to cheers Scott, Kari, congratulations. Cheers. Cheers. I don't want to talk too long. I obviously love to open this up for more stories. We could probably pass the mic around a little bit later, but I'm going to keep it really simple. It's kind of a general, broad little story just about what Scott means to me. A couple years ago, he asked me, in all seriousness, if I would be interested in coaching a couple high school soccer teams. And I obviously was stunned, and I was like, no, I never really played soccer. I played some adult league, half hungover half the time, unless you want me to teach these teams how to be the best toe punters of all time, maybe I'd take the job on. And he looked at me dead in the eye and said, Juice, you'd be a perfect coach. He was like, you'd be able to motivate the lads and show them the way, show them how to do it the right way. And I know that this isn't like a crazy pointed story, but I mean, that's the confidence he has. He sees the brightness in everyone, and he can motivate you to do anything that he thinks you can do or that you might want to do. So, Kari and Scott, this is for you. I wish you guys the best. John, Marley, Ron, Kim, you guys raised two great leaders. Scott, it was a 3-1 count. The ball was laid off at the top of the strike. You squared it up to a T. You rounded the bases. You're celebrating with your mates right now. Okay? Never forget this feeling. All right? Enjoy it, because that's why we play the game. Thanks a lot, guys.